CEO Ronald Hickman from Creating the Difference. I want to talk to you a little bit about different sanding pad technologies that exist. So we're going to kind of start with one of the sanding pad technologies that's really familiar. Kind of been around the industry for quite some time, but we're actually going to look at it not just topically, but actually going to go over top of it and get kind of a microscopic view, a little bit of a magnified view. There you can see that there is a weave to this pad. You can also see that there is some texture to this pad as well. And all these pads that we're showing you here right now are 500 grit, but you can kind of see what's going on specifically with this pad. This happens to be a pad that's made out of one type of material, and it's got some weave to it. The next pad right here is also 500 grit. We're going to show you it too. A little bit of a different technology. It actually uses a different type of material for the cutting mechanism. And as a result of that, you can see there is grit on this pad, and there is a very tight weave as well. Conversely speaking, there's another type of pad here. This one happens to be 500 grit as well. Now this pad also has a tight weave, but as you can kind of see, it definitely looks different. It looks like there's definitely some pretty decent differences in terms of the fact that this pad does not you can't really see the weave, right? You can just kind of see the grit that's on this pad. And there actually is multiple types of materials that are used in this particular pad. Now over here, this is not a 500 grit, this happens to be 120, but this is a different type of material. So this type of cutting material is very aggressive, very hard. And as a result of that, it leaves a very aggressive cut on the ball, which is good for resurfacing. Now, one of the big things and problems that most pads have is they don't have any spot for the dust and the dirt to go. So you need to have a spot for that dirt to go, especially when you're cutting at low grits, or else the pad will load, and if it loads, it can't cut. So those holes that are in this pad are specifically for that purpose. It's to help make sure that the dirt that's collected has somewhere for it to go. Then obviously we have our true cut pad. This is a 500 grit true cut pad. You can kind of see there's two things going on here. One, you can really good and well see the grit, but you can also see the weave. See, it has an open weave technology. And what that does is that allows for the dirt to be able to go where it needs to go, which is kind of in and through the pad. That also allows this pad to cut at the number written on the pad. And that's what makes True Cut very unique. It will cut at the number written on the pad, whereas a lot of the other pads, because they load so fast, they don't necessarily are able to do that. And then we've got another technology we want to show you just real quickly, a couple things that we're kind of looking at as well. This is another type of sanding pad technology. It also features an open weave, but it's very unique in terms of how this pad cuts the bowling ball. Here's another type of technology. Once again, this is a tight weave. This is a tight weave, but has a very unique type of technology to it as well. And then last but not least, this is a new type of technology as well that requires both that you have spots for the dust and dirt to be able to go, which you can kind of see the holes. You can kind of move it around there. You'll be able to see that there's a couple of holes in this pad. And the holes allow for the dirt to have somewhere to go right there. But then there's also a very specific amount of grit placed on this pad. And because of that, you're going to be able to get a long-lasting cut as well. So now you have a little bit more background, a little bit more understanding of the different types of sanding pads that are used in the sport of bowling, as well as some future stuff that's coming to the sport of bowling as well. You know, as sanding pads evolve and as technology evolves, it becomes more and more important to make sure you have something to be able to measure the surface of your bowling ball, because if you don't know what the surface of your bowling ball is, how can you make it perform the best way possible? Using a scanner like this one right here, which is the CTD Bowling Ball Surface Scanner version 2, is a great way to be able to not only check your bowling ball, but then decide which pad you want to use on your bowling ball to get the reaction you're looking for overall. Now you have some more information. Feel free to check us out at ctdbowling.com. Ronald Hickman, CEO from Creating the Difference. Have a great day.